This is a piece of sintered steel. Today I'm going to show how I do the metallography of this piece. Let me say first, this is not only a way to do this, but I will show how I do it. So stay tuned. The first step is to take a sample of the steel. I can do this using this machine. It's a slow cutting machine. I can use this machine. It's a fast cutting machine. It uses a diamond saw, and I can use also the saw blade. This is not to be a hard steel, so I will use the saw blade. Since that's a dangerous equipment, I will extract the sample, then I return to you. Hey friends, I'm sorry I underestimated the hardness of this steel, so I could not cut a sample in the tape saw. I had to use the diamond disc in this machine. Now I will use this equipment to do the mounting of my sample. This sample is just too small to me handle without any kind of mounting, so I will produce a better grip sample right now. Please stay tuned. Now folks, that's what I'm going to do. I have the sample right here. I can use this machine. It's a polisher, grind and polisher. I can use to do a rotatory grinding, and I will do this for the first steps. Then I will go manual to the finishing steps. So I will start right now. So I'm using a coarse silicone paper. I will place here, and this first step is just to remove this black layer on the sample. During grinding, you should not use on a high speed. High speed will not help you like you think it will, because it will speed up the process, it will make things faster, but you will introduce string hardening to the surface. So you need a constant flux of water. You need to feel if your sample is heating or not. You can see for this is almost done. Almost all surface is free of the oxide. I will finish it right now. And the force, you should also do not apply too much force, because it will create an angle on the surface. It might create an angle on the surface which will prejudice the observation. Okay, that's fine for me. I will exchange the silicone paper and then continue. So now I will use this destined piece of silicon carbide paper. My sample is quite small, so I do not need to use a larger one. And I will put here in the video the sequence that I used from the first to the last silicone paper. To avoid, to reduce the string hardening, I will make the silicone paper wet, and I will do a movement here, not straight up, not lateral, but in form of an 8 here. I need to hold the paper with one hand and do with another. So after I finish all of this, I will show the surface to you. So now look here, you can see the scratches of the last silicone paper, and I will show you after the last one. Okay, so after I grinded, I finished here. This is 1200 silicon carbide paper. I started to polishing with this cloth. This is poly cloth from Bila. using a solution of aluminum oxide. I use this recipe to dissolve the alumina, and I got this surface. It's not enough to do metallography yet, but I will show how the surface is on the optical microscope. Remembering, this is a sintered steel, so you will see a lot of pores. To fasten the process, I'm using the rotatory polishment. In the polishment, you should not go faster. If you go too faster, you will get some defects known as comets. Tiny bits of the surface will be ripped off, and and it will be you damage your surface. I have some kind of difficulty because I didn't mount the sample, but it was an option since I at first could manipulate it without any problem. So I will just finish like it is now. After I finish this polishment process, I will show again how the surface is after the polishment. Here again, on the microscope, the same sample. After the polish, after some more time of polishing, you can see now that the surface is quite better. I will change the lens, a higher magnification. Here you can no more see the scratches. For example, if you are trying to do to study the pores, this is enough to do so. You can take some pictures to get a histogram of the porosity, of the type of pore, of the type of any of these features. I will change again. We have another higher magnification. You can see again the pores. You start to see some secondary particles. I will go deeper. That's 200 magnification. Just adjusting the focus. You can see the secondary phase particles here. Also, you can see that the pores are not empty, they are filled with something. So again, if your objective is just to study the pores, this is where you should stop. You should not spend more material or resources investigating this. So I will continue here. I will paint. I will continue, so I will finish the polishing. Then I will paint half of the sample to preserve the unnatured surface. Okay? Okay, I exchanged the polishing surface. I'm using a softer surface. This is designed for finishing. This is a Brazilian cloth. It's not imported. This is a Brazilian cloth, but you can acquire easily. I'm using the second aluminum solution. It's different from the first. This is for fine finishing, and here if you need really good finishing, but is not our case. So we are stopping here on 3. Just a little bit of solution. Here is the sample, and then again slow speed and counter rotation movement. After this is finished, I will show on the microscope. Okay, I will show you the result after the first etching. I used a solution of hydrogen peroxide and oxalic acid. It's 3% oxalic acid and 10%, 3% of hydrogen peroxide. I will put this in the video later. You can see the fine carbides, and I'm the 200 lens. I will increase the magnification, and you can even see small ferrite grains. That some the surface has some relief, so some part gets unfocused, but if I adjust the focus, you can see the ferrite grains and the smaller carbides. And I still have some area here where I can etch with another etchant. I will use the metal. It's the most common etching here, for example. It's the most common etching for steels. I just like to experimenting, so I first did the etching with this solution, hydrogen peroxide 3% and oxalic acid 10%. It was just 5 seconds on this etching. To finish this, I'm going to show the microstructure on the microscope for the metal etch. So, if you focus here, okay, it's quite yellow, but that's no problem. We have the 500 magnification, optical magnification, and you still can see the carbides. Sorry, you can still see the carbides and some grains. I used the Nital 5%. It's not so aggressive as the hydrogen peroxide. I will show on the screen the image that I get with the microscope camera. It's a compound image due to the relief on the surface. That's here for Nital. You can see the carbides from the cross here on the image J, and you can also see some grains close the oxidation points due to the heat treatment here. And that's our video. If you have another way to do it, if you have suggestions, if you have anything that you want to say, just write in the comments and tell me if you like this type of content, and I intend to bring more metallography for you. Bye. I'm sorry, back again. This is the image for the hydrogen peroxide, and here you have the scale already, and this is for Nital. Again, Nital, and here hydrogen peroxide. Okay, now bye.